What's up, everybody? I'm back with another Two Deals video. Today we're talking about portable power stations. I'm just going to give you my opinion of which one out of all these would I choose if I had to get one. Right? If I had to get one, which out of these 5 would I choose? And really it's 4 because I just had that River 2 down there for a reason. All these are like mid-range. So these are going to have capacities between 6 and 700 watt hours and generally produce around 800 watts out. Okay. The ports are all going to be varying away, and we're just going to get into it real quick. So I am honestly the most impressed with this Bluetti, and this is a new offering from Bluetti, the PS54. I'm the most impressed with that one. But you see that size, and this is the size of this thing is, it tells its story. Because really this shouldn't be that big. But this tells the story. This is a hybrid between entry level and mid-range. It's a weird one. So I have this out because they're basically the same. So we're going to really talk about these three because these three are really, these are what they compete with one another. This is kind of not in their league, but it can kind of keep up. But as far as price goes, they're the same. So you can kind of already look and see like, bro, what are we doing? But we're going to talk about that. But let's come over here. If I had to choose, I would choose the EcoFlow. And I would choose the EcoFlow River. This is the River 2 Pro. I would choose the EcoFlow River 2 Pro over the Pecron and over the Bluetti because it's better. It's better than both of them. The only thing that this thing is lacking, it's lacking 2 things that are kind of a big deal. It's lacking the wireless charging. But you can just get a little charging pad and then, strap a USB here and then just boop, plug it in, and then you'll have your wireless thing, even though you are missing a port at that point. But you could plug it into one of these USB-As and, have a good time with your wireless there. I do feel like they should have included that. Or you could probably just wire one in. Take these tabs off. I might try that. I'm not going to try it, and I'll tell you why. But you could probably take these off, pull this off. It'll probably be nothing under. It's probably nothing under here. Stick the pad underneath that, and then splice it into one of these. Turn on the DC, and you'll have a wireless charging pad. I would probably go that route if I were to just keep this. Now, the other thing I like about it is, let's turn on the light because I don't know why it's so dark. Is that it has true 3-prong ports. I plugged something into this. I plugged the dehumidifier into this, and there is a 3-prong device. I plugged it in there, and it gave me a short circuit warning. Not overload, because those are 2 different things. It gave me a short circuit warning. I have never gotten that out of an EcoFlow. Okay, so overload, sure, but not short circuit. The other reason I would pick the EcoFlow over these 2 is app support. You can control this thing with an app. That doesn't have app support, and neither does this Bluetti. No app support on those 2, and you can do a lot of things from this app. Let me show you. All right, so here we are in the EcoFlow app. You see I have all my devices in here. They're all offline because they're not on. The River 2 Pro is on, however, and so we're going to go ahead and look into that because that's what we're talking about. So you can see all the output. You see the input if it was being charged up. You see the output, solar input, USB-C input, all of that good stuff. Now, let's look at the settings. So we can name it. We could, I don't even know what device sharing is. Oh, just share with other people. You can change the AC charging speed all the way up to 940 watts. And when I did that, you can't see, I just turned the phone like I could record. But when I did that, it woke the device up. So we're going to go ahead and keep this. I like to keep them honestly at 200. Now, if I was in a pinch and just needed to charge it up real fast, then obviously I crank it up. But you don't want to get in the habit of doing that because that does ruin the batteries. You can change the car input. You could change the DC mode. It's on auto. I don't even know what that is. I would have to look that up. Solar recharging, car recharging. I don't even know what that is, but it's on auto. Here's the big one, X Boost. You turn that on and off. So it say X Boost works for many types of appliances. Please note it's best to only use one thing at a time using X Boost. X Boost works best for hair dryers, kitchen appliances, and power tools. X Boost may not work for electronics with strict voltage requirements, so test them first. So what is X Boost? This thing is rated at 800 watts, but if you turn X Boost on, it'll power things that consume up to 1600 watts. It doubles it. So really, this thing could do 1600 watts out. But again, that's only if it's powering one device. Okay. For me, I think my unit, I did buy refurbished. My unit is defective because I was using something, and when it got to like 800, 900 watts, it was a heat gun. The heat gun started acting weird. But anyway, we can monitor the battery discharge. We could say how much we want to charge it up to, 90% to preserve battery. We could say, hey, I don't want to discharge past 30. Moving on, you can do timeouts, unit timeout. You can tell to never do that. Screen timeout, which is wonderful. Like, I wish I had that for those Bluettis, because those Bluettis time out after like 10 seconds. It's so annoying. AC timeout. And then also you see I have an update here, firmware. They're very easy to update with the app. So anyway, I spent 3 minutes on talking about this. You can change the homepage style, like all types of things with the app that you can't do with the others. So back to also why I would choose the EcoFlow. It's more universal when in terms of solar charging. So if you look on the back of the device, it could take solar panels that use 11 to 50 volts. The Pecron can only handle things that produce a minimum of 32 volts, which means it's not compatible with EcoFlow solar panels, right? Or Bluetti solar panels, for that matter, because the Bluetti will take 12 to 28 volts. And this is on there, again, this is a newer model, this PS72. The EB3A can do more, it can handle more. The EB3A also has app support and things of that nature. The other reason why many of you, if you've been watching all the YouTube videos, you might say, oh yeah, the EcoFlow also has UPS. So do these. For whatever reason, every YouTuber say they don't, but I'm going to quickly demonstrate that they do. All right, so here we are. And while we're here, one of the reasons I hate these Bluettis, you hear this? You hear this power brick and this loud fan? Look, watch this. It don't matter whether it's charging or not. It's still going to make this noise. I charged up the PS54 last night, put it on there at 10 p.m., woke up this morning at 7. This thing, well, obviously it was fully charged. This thing was still screaming. Lord Jesus, help us. The Pecron is plugged in. It's green, letting you know, hey, there's not anything charging, and there's no need for the fan to be on. Now, granted, this only draws, I measured it, it only draws 0.2 watts, the fan. But still, it's loud, and it's still drawing power, and that's costing me money. Another thing I don't like about it, we don't know where how charged it is, but whatever. All right, so we're going to turn on this. I also don't like this because when you push it, it covers up the green light. You don't know whether it's on. So there's that too. But anyway, got a lot of gripes with these Bluettis. We're going to turn on this light. We see it's plugged in. We see there is no input because it's fully charged. And usually, okay, so all right, so yeah, okay, there we go. Input now because this is plugged in and it's draining, right? And it's inputting 198 because that's the max that this can do. As you can see, 200 watt max. Just showed you that the River 2 Pro can do 940 watts. So again, but all right, let's demonstrate this. We are going to unplug this and see if this light still stays on. 1, 2, 3. That's UPS, still on. That was a perfect smooth transition. Plug it back in. No flicker. Back at it. This starts charging quick. We'll see what happens with the Pecron. All right, now for the Pecron. Real quick though, can you hear that? This makes a little screechy, high-pitched sound. Pecron's also heavy as crap. Heaviest one out here, like 23 pounds. All the others are just way lighter. So let's go ahead and plug this in. This thing is... I don't like this connector either. All right, plug this in. Ooh. Turn the AC on. Have to hold it. There we go. And now we're going to go ahead and turn this light back on. Light is on. We're getting some wattage out, so we should see some watts kick in. The thing about the Pecron is it takes a little while to calibrate, maybe like a minute before it starts charging. There you go. You see it's pulling some watts. And now that turns red, and then that turns on. But the fan is quieter. Much quieter than the Bluetti. So let's go ahead. We'll unplug this. And we'll see if this light still stays on. 1, 2, 3. Still on. And just to show you that this is not, there's no, I forgot. Show you this. There's no battery in here. Ugh. There we go. See, no battery in here. And just also to prove that, we're going to unplug this. 1, 2, 3. So, plug it back in. So there you go. That's UPS. All right, so now let's talk about the cost. Right now, the Pecron E600 is $299. And again, I forgot to mention, all these are LiFePO 4 batteries, all right? So that is $299, which is a very attractive price. This Bluetti is also like, it's like $289, all right? So these are pretty much even, okay? The Bluetti has more ports than both of these, sporting 13 ports in total, whereas the River 2 Pro and the Pecron both have 11. And that includes the wireless charging, the 11. Now this the River 2 Pro on sale, brand new, because we got to do brand new, apples to apples here, is $499. Okay, so it's $200 more. And yes, I'm still picking that because the app support makes a humongous difference. The charging capabilities, the ACM for this max is 278. That's 200, and this is 940. I mean, this is all around better. But again, you are paying for that all around better. Also, this could be charged in multiple ways. Like you can plug this into AC and solar, and it'll, use both to charge that. But I believe the EcoFlow prioritizes solar. I've seen other YouTubers test it. It prioritized solar. The Pecron did the same thing, but that was the Pecron E1500. I don't know if this one will do that. But you can have two inputs at the same time. But I don't have the solar panels to even test that. The Bluetti, this thing has one input right here. That's it. That's AC, and that's also solar. And that's also DC. Everything goes to this one port. So that's only one at a time, which for most of us, that's all we'll be doing. We'll be using it one at a time. But it would be nice to just be able to plug it up to the wall, especially if you were using it as a backup source. Plug it up to the wall, have solar also plugged into it, and, let it do its own smart thing. So with that said, between these three, I like this the most. And I'm still not buying that. You want to know why? Because that's $499 brand new. And this, turn on the light so we can see. This is $559 refurbished. I'm going to just pay that extra $60 and get this Delta 2. This has expandable storage. This will do 1,800 watts. It's rated at 1,800 watts. And then you turn on the X Boost, it do 2,000 some change, 2,400 or something crazy. It's all around better. More ports, everything. And when you compare the size, it's really not a humongous difference. It's not a humongous difference. So why would you pay $4.99 for that when you could pay an extra $60 to get the Delta 2? Makes no sense. Even this refurbished is $4.19. I paid $3.99 for it refurbished, and even that was stupid because we talking about a $160 difference here for way more, right? Way more capability. So basically, I'm not buying any of these. If it were me, my money, and it was y'all, I wouldn't buy any of these. Now, if you wanted to buy something, and you're like, look, I only got $300, dude. What can I get for under $300? Well, I'm gonna show you what I would like. In comes this PS54, and I know the light is stupid, but it keeps everything in focus. In comes the PS54. Let's talk about the ratings for this, especially compared to this one. We're going to compare these two, and you see why I like this one better. The PS54 produces 700 watts out. That's 700 watts out. And it has a 537 watt-hour capacity, 716 watt-hour capacity. That's less than 200 watt-hour, capacity difference. Yet look at how much bigger that is. Insane, right? Now, this doesn't even have true three-prong ports. This one doesn't either, but this has 4, that has 5. This has 4 fast-charging USB-A's, that has 2. And it has 1 USB-C at 100 watts, okay? And that has 2 of those. So this has more USB ports. This also has a DC out, and these 2, I forgot what these are called, but you guys know the little things that be charging those, like baby monitors and stuff like that. So when you really add it all up, this little guy has the same amount of ports as this big guy, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Same ports. They both have little lights on the back, and they do the same weird thing with their lights. When they're on low, they make this crazy hissing loud sounds. Awful. Neither one have app support, but let me tell you what really sets this apart over this. The input. Bam, 2. We have your traditional solar input that's the exact same port as the EcoFlows. So this could just add into the family. This might as well be an EcoFlow, even though it has no app support. Might as well be an EcoFlow. And it has its own separate AC. I was trying to see if I could plug them both in at the same time and see what happened. But I was outside. I had to take this outside. I just was trying to see if I could get the solar to work inside the house. I couldn't. So I can't really test that for you guys. But this is better. And this I paid $197 for, which is why I whipped this out. Right? $197 brand new. This brand new right now is $199. $199. $197, $199. Now let's talk about this. This is rated at 300 watts. X Boost at 600 watts. Still not 700. And this has a 256 watt hour battery. 537. Literally more than double. One little 3. It's true though. It's a genuine 3-prong port. So that's cool. And this 2-prong. So 2 ports. Again, 4. No genuine 3-prong though. So that can be a thing depending on what you're plugging into it. 3 USB ports, and these are the slow ones. Obviously 5, and this is not 100 watts. You have your 100 watt over there. It has these 2 things. That does not. Your DC, and it also has your wireless charging. This literally only has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ports, and this has 13 for less money. This is a no-brainer. This does have app support, and this is a true trooper. But again, this is still, it's better. So I love this at $197. That's why I got it from Walmart for $197. Can't do that. I had the box right there. That's ready to go home. It's about to go back to its home. So anyway, hopefully this was helpful and illuminate. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm still going to make individual videos. I made some of why I don't like each one. I'm going through each one telling you why I wouldn't buy them. It doesn't mean that I wouldn't buy them. I'm just telling you why I wouldn't, because really that's why most of us watch these videos, to figure out, you know, the problem, the issue, the reason why I shouldn't buy it. That's why I watch these videos. So anyway, hopefully this was helpful. If you guys have any questions, again, ask them in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time.